Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please be informed that I share some real and practical trading tips to help you become a better trader. So in today's video, again, let me take you through the trades that were taken up by me. So basically, I took one trade from equity futures, which was in IndusInd Bank, and the rest of the 5 trades were in crude oil. So in total, there were 6 trades for the day. Okay, but interestingly, today I got a scenario in crude oil which most of the time fetches with a lot of money. Okay, so I would like to explain that setup specifically. Okay, I will not explain all the crude oil trades, but of course, I will explain the most important things that will help you to get better, that will help you to earn some real money. Okay, the things that can be taken up practically, which or when you are trading live in the market. Okay, and also I hope these videos are serving the purpose, guys. I am taking a lot of effort to make these videos, and even if one person learns something out of my videos, that would be sufficient or enough for me. Okay, but anyways, my job is to make the videos. Rest, I will let the public decide how they want to make use of the videos. Okay, so having that said, moving ahead, let's first bring in the app screenshot of the trades. Okay, so just a moment here. All right. So as I said, 6 crude oil trades, one, two, three, four, sorry, 5 crude oil trades and one Indus IND trade, in total 6 trades. Let me zoom it in a bit so that you can see. So the first trade of the day was again on the US crude oil. So I gained around a bit more than $3. Okay, and Indus IND Bank again. It was a sell trade taken up at 843 and booked up at 835, and the rest of the trades are in the Indian crude oil market. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Let me minimize this, and now let's get on to the charts. Okay, so the most important thing, okay, let's start with IndusInd Bank. Okay, so as we all know, we follow the two-line strategy, and this guy breached the S1 in the first candle itself. Okay, so basically, we should initiate our sell trade at the opening price of the second candle. That would be 9:20 a.m. candle. Okay, so here is where we should initiate the trade. But by the time I came and had a look on this particular chart, this had already moved down. Okay, but again, I actually took up the trade seeing the price action of this particular thing. Okay, now what is the price action? So if I zoom this out, just a moment, if I zoom this out, that is when you will see the price action happening, right? So it came down. Oof, I'm so sorry. Just a moment. Let me change the settings here. Okay. So basically, this guy came down. I'm really sorry for this here. Let me use the line. Okay. Huh. So basically, this guy came down and formed a structure here. Okay. So if you want to initiate a sell trade, then you have to wait for this point to be breached, and then you initiate a sell trade at this point. Okay. So by the time I saw the market here, or I saw this particular script here that has already given me the green signal that the structure has been formed and I can take up a sell trade. You got this particular scenario, right? So basically, the stock price came in here, came down, went up, and then broke again. So this is the point where you should be initiating the sell trade. This point. Okay, the very same thing happened here as well. Okay, and one more thing, whenever you want to see what structure is being formed, always try minimizing the candlestick sizes so that it becomes more clearer. Okay, if you have the size of the candlesticks like this, like say, let me show you like this, you don't actually, you see the structure, but it's not that clear, right? So you will see that these are all flat candles, but actually, if you make the candlesticks smaller, that actually gives you a clear structure. Okay, so the same thing. So that is the very reason why I went ahead and initiated a sell trade here, because it had already came down. Okay, it already came down and moved up and broke again. So here is my trade. Okay, hope that is clear. An absolute price action. So this is one confirmation, and the second confirmation was the breach of S1. So two very strong confirmations for me to go short in this particular trade, even if I was late. Okay, so the entry was taken here, and I exited here. Okay, it was around 8 rupees move that was caught. And as I always keep saying, since I'm trading a 800 to 900 rupees script, I aim for a 1% move, and 8 rupees is very much close to the 1% that I talk about. Okay, so an easy peasy trade, I would say. Okay, so this was about Indus ID. Now let's move on to crude oil, the most important thing which I want to say, which I want to explain. Okay, I was talking about, right? So what happened here? So the market started. This is the first candle of the day. Okay, crude oil, 9 o'clock candle, 9 a.m. IST candle. The market started and it hit the upper circuit. Okay, now whenever the market hits the upper circuit and when it reopens, it takes the same direction. So in this case, when the upper circuit is hit here and when the market opens, we can expect the stock prices to be going up. Okay, but I cannot initiate a trade here because the prices are stuck. It will not take a buy trade. I will not be able to initiate a buy trade, right? So what I did was I went to the US oil market and I initiated a trade there. Okay, when the market opened, it opened with a huge gap up, this and this. Okay, so I was expecting that the US market will also give a give an upward spike, which did not happen. So that was a googly for me. Okay, I was already in a trade. I was already in a buy trade in the US crude oil market, and when this reopened, since it opened gap up, I was expecting the crude prices in US crude oil to go up, but they did not go up. So I waited for about 4 to 5 minutes and I exited my trade in the US crude oil market. Okay, so I just faced a loss of around 1 to 2 cents. Okay, now coming back to the most important point, how to trade this. Okay, now giving an upper circuit, taking up a trade, booking up the profit is not the setup I'm talking about. I'm talking about this gap here that you see. Okay, this very gap I'm talking about, how to trade that. Okay, so please remember, guys, whenever in intraday trading you see a gap being formed, 90% of the time the market will try to cover up that gap. And here you see that gap being covered here, right? You see that gap being covered here with this huge red candle. So you need to take up the opportunity to trade this gap when it is getting covered. It will be an easy peasy trade with a lot of money. This gap is around 100 to 150 points gap. Okay, so how to trade it is the next question. Okay, so what do we see here? We see a structure being formed, right? So the market started and the structure was formed here. The structure, just a moment. The structure was formed here and it came down and it moved up. So do we get an opportunity to trade here? Yes, we did get. So this is the opportunity to trade and it did went up as well. So if we talk about the prices, you would have entered at around 8770, let's say, and the market took you till 8821. Okay, it was a 50 points move in crude oil. Even if you are not booking up 50 points, you would have easily booked around 30 to 35 points. That is a huge profit or a very decent profit when it comes to crude oil trading in intraday. Okay, so this was the first opportunity. Okay, so this was the first opportunity to take up a long trade and book out your profits real quick. Okay, it was just a matter of 5 to 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, so that was the first one. Now coming back to trading this particular gap fill. Okay, so basically it went up, came down, went up, and it started falling again. So when will you initiate a sell trade? You will initiate a sell trade at this point, right? At this very point, you will initiate a sell trade and you will wait for the gap to get filled. Again, mind you, this gap, as I said, it was around, let me see, 8720, let's say, 8586, 130, 120 to 130 points gap it is. And you got the confirmation already from the price action, wherein you should be taking up a trade at this point, right? You should be taking up a sell trade at this point because it was breached, and your target would be somewhere here. Okay, so by the time I moved in and took up a trade, it took up my trade at this point. Okay, and I booked out my profit at this point at around 109 points. This is the trade which I took. Okay, a good 109 points was made here. So this was the setup which I want to explain you guys. Okay, this was the setup which I was talking about. So whenever you see a gap up happening in intraday trading, it goes for every segment. It's not only for crude oil. It goes for Nifty, Bank Nifty, stock futures, everything. Okay, so whenever you see a gap happening in intraday trading, the market will surely try to cover it up, and later it might start moving up further, as you can see here. Okay, so even after this happened, it again gave us some opportunity to trade further. So this gap was filled, right? This gap was filled and it started moving up again. Okay, and then it again formed a structure, and you will take a long trade only when this is breached. So it was not able to go there, right? If it would have breached, then we would have taken up a trade here, but it never breached it. Rather, it started moving down. So when it starts moving down, what will be your entry again? This one, right? It has to breach this point and then you move down. The same thing happened here. This was again a big fall. Okay, same price action has to be followed all the time. If I take you to the right hand side of the chart, let me delete these things. Okay, take it to the right hand side of the chart. It formed a structure here, as I said. Okay, it was breached, so it came down, again formed a structure here, came down. If this is breached, you take up a buy trade again here at this point. If it breaches this according to the structure, you take up a sell trade here, which never happened. Okay, so this was the right trade to take up, right? Because this was breached and you take up a buy trade here, it moves up again. Okay, so this is simple. I mean, the price action that you see is simple, but the guys who are new to price action, obviously, they need they need to train their eyes, I would say. Okay, they need to train their eyes to get used to what exactly is happening on the charts. Okay, it will take some time for you to understand the structure, where the structure is forming, where the structure is not forming. All those things will be there. Okay, so just to summarize here, the first trade of the day was a US crude oil trade, wherein I gained $3.03. And as I say, $3.03 in Indian rupees, if you trade with one lot of crude oil, will be around 3 lakhs, 3.3 lakhs. Okay, no, 3 lakhs, 3,000 rupees. Okay, And in the Indian crude oil, I booked around 42 plus 107 plus 101 minus 109. Let me calculate it real quick. Just a moment. Okay, there's no need of calculating it. Okay, let's round it up. I mean, 200, 100, 150 plus around 300 points here. Around 400 to 50 to 500 points profit in crude oil trading for today. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, guys. I hope you got the point. Okay, so be very cautious. Okay, have an eye on the market when you see such formations. Okay, it will fetch you with a lot of money. Okay, and to be frank, as of now, I am sitting in the crude oil trade. I am still live on the crude oil trade, and I'm expecting this level to be breached. Okay, if this level is not breached, I will book out my profits here. Okay, I'll book out my profits here. And if I just see a black candle happening here, I will book out my profits. And if it continues with the white candles, I will continue with my trade, expecting this level, this one, this level to be breached. Okay, so it has to close. It has not yet closed, right? It is a 15 minutes time frame that I'm following, and it is always important for the candlesticks to close to finalize anything. Okay, so I'm still waiting for this candlestick to close above this level. If it closes above this level, I will continue with the trade, or else I will get off my trade. Okay, all right. Okay, then. So that was all about the explanation for today. I hope that was helpful, guys. Let me see if anything else is being missed. Nothing for today. Okay, so that's it from my end for today, guys. I hope the video was helpful. So if you found this helpful, smash that like button, share this with your trading friends, and drop a comment below if you have any queries. Let's help each other grow as traders. And of course, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel for more real and practical trading insights. Thank you for watching. Trade simple, trade smart, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, happy trading and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.